let us make the thing simple. So we are trying to see a firewall altogether addresses a different problem. Okay, IDS addresses a different problem. Like that, if you look at it, they have different solutions. Now, my problem, what I am trying to look at this is, I have two different nodes. Okay, so which were trying to communicate over the wire, right? So what is expected? If you see the first one is the normal flow in this particular the top first diagram. What is expected? The authentic people, the authorized people who are involved in the communication, they should be able to access the communication. Suppose if I am trying to access an online website or online shopping site or anything like that. So if I am the legitimate or authorized person, I should be able to access, and the both of these people should be able to interact normally, and though no third person should come into picture in the communication. I should be allowed to access, and I should be able to carry out the communication properly with the other person, and then no third person should come into picture. Okay, this is the kind of requirement. So if you say that, okay, two different people want to communicate in the physical world, something, okay, then in that particular case, they come to some particular room or anything like that, they will interact, okay, so that the details will be communicated. So if some secret details have to be communicated or anything like that, make sure that there are no one around, so that only the other person will be able to see. See something, see when you do, when you say that I am moving everything to the digital world, whatever you are able to achieve in the physical world, for each and everything there should be a solution in the digital world. Okay, so this is what is the normal flow. Now when I talk about network security, I am trying to look at only this particular problem. When two entities communicate with each other, what are the various threats and how do we address them? Now, but the very first issue or problem whatever we face is interruption. I may be the genuine person or the right person to access a service, but I am interrupted from accessing that particular service. So what are the possible problems with interruption? It can be some cable can be broken, or power may not be there at the server end. These are all can be rectified. Okay, so once you identify, we can do. But if intentionally adversary is trying to launch some attacks on the server so that the legitimate people are not able to access, then we need to look at this particular problem seriously, and definitely you need to continuously monitor and see that whether any denial of service attack kind of thing is launched, and then we need to protect our infrastructure so that the legitimate people still continue to access that. One of the challenge for us is the interruption problem. Second challenge is the sender would have sent some data. It has to be received intact by the receiver as it is. Whatever I am communicating to the other end, it has to be received as it is at the other end. But it may happen that it is modified by some kind of adversary here. Okay, and then the modified version is given to the other end. So other end does not know that it is the data whatever is received is not the original, but it is something else modified by the adversary. He must be thinking that it is in the same thing whatever sender has sent. That is a modification problem. Then interception problem tells something like, okay, the sender and receiver both involved in the communication. Okay, they involve in the communication. But what happens is that no one is going to modify or anything like that, but the adversary is silently listening. So in this particular case, for example, I think in the first lecture you are listening to about Wireshark and Ethereal tool kind of thing, right? So what is that? You can sniff the packets. Okay. So sender is trying to send a communication. Can sniff the packet and see that what is going on, where is the credit card number, password kind of thing. So that is the interception is another problem. Okay. Fabrication in the sense, so the adversary may pretend as some kind of a genuine person. Suppose let us say I claim as something like Naresh and try to involve in the communication. Okay, so what happens? The other party does not know it is Lakshmi, but it is Naresh who is trying to communicate. Okay, for that reason, what is required is we should be able to authenticate a person whoever is involved in the communication. That's very, very important. Okay, this is a threat again is the authentication. And another thing is the repudiation problem. See, sometimes the digital world, we would have sent a file to the other end, or we would have received a communication from the other end, but later we may say that we were not involved in the communication. Okay, so we may deny that we are not part of the communication. How do we prove that if I carried out some activity on the digital world, there should be a proof that yes, she or he are definitely involved in the communication with the third party. Okay, we should be able to prove with the third party. So that is the kind of non-repudiation requirement is there in our this thing. So overall, these are the typical problems which we face in our network security. So what are the services which we require? we should make sure that the network is available or service is available to us. The channel integrity has to be maintained. People should not modify the communication. If someone tries to intercept the communication, they should not get anything out of it. That means confidentiality has to be ensured. Authenticity, whenever tries to behave as someone else, there should be a way to prove the originality of that particular person. Okay, so that is authentication. And non-repudiation. Whenever anyone involved in a communication in the digital world, whether as a sender or receiver, there should be a way to prove that yes, he or she are involved in the communication. They cannot deny that they are not part of this. Okay, all these are all the requirements in our network security whenever you send a communication to the other end. Okay, now in this particular case, availability kind of solution can be provided by monitoring the end systems as well as the traffic. Okay, we have to traffic. Reason is so interruption problem like denial of service attacks are large. You will be able to trace it through the various traffic. Okay, which all the systems at what time they are trying to make connections and other things like that. From there, you'll be able to detect along with the end system also. Reason is sometimes these bots and all, they might be deployed at the various end systems. Okay, so if you look for these kind of executables also, you'll be able to detect. Okay, whereas when it comes to the integrity, service, confidentiality, authenticity, and non-repudiation, all these four things services can be provided by using mathematical transformations through a branch in mathematics, that is through the cryptography. So all these four services we can enable through the cryptographic algorithms. Okay, see why I'm trying to move to the things. First, we need to have a clarity on the purpose. What exactly is cryptography? See, let us not worry about the algorithm details. Okay, the mathematical background people, the people who design the algorithms, who implement the algorithms, they'll be working on that. But as the implementer of our network security, we need to have a clarity about what is the symmetric algorithm, what is asymmetric, what should be the key length which is suitable for our applications. Such kind of knowledge is required. I need to have an idea about the different algorithms and all. That's the basic purpose of this particular session. Okay, so integrity, confidentiality, authenticity, and non-repudiation, all these services we can provide through the cryptography algorithms. Okay, that we will try to understand now. Okay, so how you provide confidentiality? See, now someone tries to intercept. They should not get anything out of it. Okay, so what do? Before you dispatch the communication, we make sure that we try to convert into some kind of scrambled information, unintelligent form by applying encryption mechanism, so that if anyone intercepts, they'll not get anything out of it. Okay, integrity. So how do we ensure that whether the data at the receiver end is intact or modified by someone else? For that, we depend on hashing algorithms. Okay. Similarly, to authenticate a person in the digital world, we have something called digital certificates. Again, it is based on the cryptographic algorithms and all. And in order to provide non-repudiation, we have something called digital signatures. Okay, so that is how these four different services are provided by these four methods: encryption, hashing, digital certificate, digital signatures. All these are connected with the cryptography.